What's up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. As you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about relationships in prison. Prison families, prison girlfriends. I'm going to be spilling the tea with all of that. Now, before we get started, if you are new, hi, my name is Jess. I'm a recovering addict who served time in prison. My whole life story, which is crazy, is in the description box down below. If you want to follow me on any other social media platform, TikTok, Instagram, Patreon, all of that is linked down below. I also have a vlog channel where you can see me doing all of the random things that I do in my life over there. Hold on, one more thing. Can y'all hit the subscribe button and the like button? It would really help me out. No pressure. Absolutely fine if you don't want to, but it would be really cool if you just, you know what I mean? It'd be a lot cooler if you did. All right, enough rambling. Y'all came for the tea. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so obviously I am a woman. I have done time in women's prisons, and there's a lot of misconceptions and rumors and just ideas about how women serve their time. And you know, I've been on YouTube for almost 3 years now, and I get a lot of questions about prison families, prison relationships, prison drama, and I'm just here to set the record straight, okay? So first, let's talk about prison relationships. Now, that can manifest in so many different ways, and you have to think about it like this. You are living with these people day in and day out. You have no family, you're separated from them, you're separated from your husband, your wife, whatever the case is. You're not with that person anymore, and the people that you are spending time with are these women. All day, every single day. Just to kind of take a detour into my past background, I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to be an unembedded journalist in Iraq, meaning that I would not have the protection of the US military and I would be by myself. Now, the reason why I wanted to do that is because psychologically your opinion changes when you're around people that you're trying to write about all day, right? So I wanted to be an unembedded journalist. Well, the same psychological change happens when you are living with people day in and day out. This is not something that I can accurately describe to you. You have to go through it, which I don't want any of you to go through. But these people are the people that are around you all the time. Now in prison, we're tired. We're not getting good sleep because it's loud at night and people are all up in your business, and it's never fully dark. It's never fully quiet. It's very difficult to rest. We're probably dehydrated also. A lot of people are hungry. Prison is a very tough environment. Emotions run high because of the things I just mentioned, not getting sleep, not getting proper nutrition, probably dehydrated, right? Those are the physical things. The emotional side of it is you're away from your family, your kids, your wife, your husband. It's a very dark place. And then, God forbid, something happens, like you lose a loved one while you're in prison. It's one of the worst things that can happen to an inmate is to lose a loved one and not be able to go to that funeral. Now, I have heard of people being able to get a furlough to go to the funeral. I just never personally saw it because those are unicorns. Back to the relationship thing. So humans are social beings. We want to feel less alone, you know, and sometimes just having a friend that you can talk to makes all the difference in the world. So I made really close friends with people that I did time with. I heard their stories. I saw pictures of their family. I heard about what they were going through. I heard about their case and their trials and their tribulations and their stress. You know, if you have a bunkie or a cellie, you're gonna be sharing the things that happen to you, you know, throughout the day in the prison, or that phone call that didn't go very well. You're talking to your cellie more often than not about these things. Not everyone shares. I wasn't a big sharer of things, but there are definitely times where I needed to talk to somebody. First relationship is gonna be a friendship, you know, because we're human and we're social, and you throw us all in the same environment, we're gonna be friends, right? But then there are women that get into these prison families. Now this is just what it is. In every prison that I've personally been to myself, just me, my experience, there are older women. Sometimes we call them grandma, you know, because that's what they want to be called. They want to be called grandma, or the pod mother, you know, like pod father, godfather, pod mother, you know? So there'll be motherly types of women in these pods, and while I was never part of a prison family in that way, there are these little dynamics where there's a grandma and a mom, and I have seen women call other inmates their daughter. To take it back to the psychological side of it, they're missing that family unit, you know? They're genuinely missing that. There's another aspect to the prison family lifestyle that I kind of want to talk about. I did not invent this. this is not my word for this. They want to call themselves this. There are studs in prison. Now, if we're just talking about the family unit, I've seen a whole family say this is the father, this is the mother, this is the grandmother, this is the son, this is the daughter. Now, I've done time with people that wanted to be called stud, that identified as male, that were part of these families, and that's accepted as it should be, you know? Do your time however you want to do your time. If you want me to call you a name that's not your given name because you identify with that, I'll absolutely call you whatever you want to be called. And thankfully, among inmates, LGBTQ plus was accepted in prison, because if it wasn't, I would have y'all would be hearing a different story. Y'all would be hearing me telling you stories of beating up people that were homophobic, so. But luckily, I didn't have to do that, and luckily, they're very accepted in the prison system, as they should be. Let's talk about prison girlfriends, since I know a lot of people want to hear about this. Now, there are women that I have met that are straight, identify as straight, never would ever think that they would catch feelings for a woman. They go to prison, meet a woman, catch feelings for her, and get in a relationship with them. What is interesting is, in all of my time, I have only seen one couple that met in prison get married in the free world, and they're still married to this day, and I met them when I was serving time in 2011 to 2013, but they met in prison. So she went in and was straight, and then met her wife, and they fell in love in prison, and they're happily married to this day. I have seen that happen, but it was very rare. So let's talk about the girlfriend situation. So since emotions run very high in prison, girlfriend drama takes the cake. It is the top of the reason why people get into fights. This happens all the time. This is an everyday occurrence where girlfriend drama pops off. Let me just tell you a little story, since that's what we do here. I was friends with a woman that liked to be called a stud. Shaved head, handsome, you know, strong. She liked to be called stud. So whatever, I was friends with her and I really cared about her. And someone got very jealous of our friendship. And even though I'm like, whoa, it's not like that. Like, we're literally just friends. But because I was friends with her and this other girl really liked her in a romantic way, I had drama. I had girlfriend drama, and I never had a girlfriend, because we're watching everything, right? So even though I was friends with this woman who was a stud and I was not a stud, other people started to take notice of it, and then the rumors started, you know, that I was dating her when I wasn't, and I had to make it very clear, like, she is my friend. It's not like that. Y'all can watch us as much as you like. You're gonna see us watching TV and making a meal. You're not gonna see us doing girlfriend stuff. So y'all can just keep watching, you know, but that's what we do in prison. We just watch. And if someone's girlfriend even looks at you the wrong way, there's gonna be problems. And that is prison life. So I do wanna back up a little bit. When a straight woman or man goes to prison and meets a girlfriend or a boyfriend and they become romantic with that person, this is a phrase called gay for this day. You know, we all have needs. We are human beings. We got needs, we got hormones, right? So it happens. Like I said, I've met plenty of people that would never in a million years think that they would catch feelings for the same sex, but it happens all the time in prison. I wish there was a way that I could accurately describe what you feel when you go to prison. You know, the overwhelming sense of feeling alone is very difficult. Now, as a person that struggles with depression and anxiety and PTSD and insomnia, I can be in a crowded room and feel completely alone. I'm also ridiculously introverted, but I'm like super like funny, and I'm a very complicated introvert. Like, I can be social, but I really enjoy like being, you know what I mean? I need to recharge my battery after any social interaction because it kind of drains me. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but when you go to prison, there's no way I could describe to you how heavy and alone and how dark that feels to be in prison. Like, it's just a gut-wrenching thing. So however people decided to do their time, whether it was to have a prison family, whether it was just to meet a good friend, maybe you found a wife, a girlfriend, whatever. It is my experience that we just have to do what we have to do to get through that, because it is so difficult. It's so traumatizing. It's so heavy. 70% of all inmates have PTSD. Of course, you're gonna go into prison alone. As human beings, we are social creatures, right? Of course, you're gonna create bonds and connections with people that you're living with day in and day out for years, right? Of course, you're gonna create friendships. Sometimes it is a physical relationship or a family, or you're gonna really care about a person that you meet along the way. I wanna tell you guys a quick story before I go. I was friends with a stud, like I just mentioned, and she got into a crazy fight with someone else. And she walks up to me and she's like, yo, New York, I need you to hold this. Knowing that it was contraband, but not knowing what kind of contraband. You're my homie, I got you. But I'm like, ugh, shit. Like, what? What is this? You know, and I see her, I'm like, don't, come on, man, don't do it. Do not do it. she's already going. Like, she had enough, and sometimes in these situations in prison, we just have had enough. Whatever the situation is, we decide that we're fighting, I'm done, I'm not taking disrespect anymore, whatever, right? So she had made up her mind that she was gonna fight this other person, and I was like, oh my God. So pause the story to give you some background of what happens. If you get into a fight in prison, cops will come in, separate you. Sometimes they'll pepper spray you. I have been pepper sprayed. And then they'll lock you up, put you in seg, and another officer comes in and packs up all of your belongings, goes through all of your stuff, your locker, seals everything up, and takes that. And when you get out of seg, you get your property back. So that's why she had to have me hold her contraband, because she knew the cops were gonna come in, go through her stuff, pack all her stuff up, and ship it to seg, where they hold it for you until you get out of seg. So she's like, yo, I need you to hold this. And I'm like, shit. Ugh. And I'm watching her, and she looks back at me one time, and I'm like, come on, like, no. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Like, I know what's about to happen. Now, I was on a bunk on the back wall, which is a good spot to be, but this was a very, very open dorm. In the dorm that I was in, there was no blind spots by the correctional officers. You could see every bed. There was a back wall, a middle row, and then a front row in this open dorm, which just looks like bunk beds. But because of the way this prison had it, it was bunk beds on the back wall and then one single man cots in both rows, except for a couple exceptions on the end. That way the officers had no blind spots. They could see everything in the dorm from where they would watch from the bubble. So there's no blind spots. And I'm just like I know this is gonna pop off really fast. My friend, that was a stud, she walks up to this girl and she just lights her up, just boom. And then she picks her up like a freaking WWE slam down match. I don't watch wrestling. I watch UFC, I watch MMA, I watch real fighting. I just made a lot of people mad. I'm sorry, I said what I said. So she picks her up like she's in the WWE, slams her down on the ground, and as soon as she slams her down, officers come in, cuff up everyone, and do exactly what I just said. Pack up all her stuff, both of them, and take them to seg. And I'm just like, damn. All of that happens on the daily because of girlfriend drama. I've seen it pop off on the yard. I've seen it pop off in the dorm, in showers, in just any place, the chow hall. I've seen girlfriend drama pop off at the drop of a hat. You can't even look at someone's girlfriend in a way that would make the other person in that relationship think that you might like her. Women are fierce. I have seen the most strong, badass, fierce, talented fighters in prison. I've also seen people that were very zen, very calm, stuck to themselves. I've seen the best artists, the best poets, I mean, the most intelligent people. I would trust a felon that studied legal material in prison represent me in a hearing more than I would trust a public defender. And I know that upsets people, but I said what I said. You know, I have seen the smartest, the most intelligent, the most talented people behind those walls. So I really hope today's video gave you some more insight on the prison relationships, what it's about, why people get into relationships. If you guys have any more follow-up questions on this, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'd be happy to make that video for you. As always, I love you guys. Stay safe, stay sober, whatever that looks like to you, because there's no wrong way to recover. And I'll see y'all in my next one.